This is the English Literature web channel. This channel uploads the videos on English literature, on English grammar, on English phonetics and phonology and morphology, as well as the syntactics, semantics and the English speaking course. I am here, Professor L.V. Gaikwad. Request you all to like, share, watch as well as comment my YouTube channel. Here today, I am very much happy that you all students as well as all the readers are giving too much importance to the work through my video lectures. And that's why I thank you all, because these topics which I am going to discuss are really very useful, because the comments and the likes are showing that all have liked the topics and they have given the most values to the particular YouTube channel, and that's why again I thank you very much. Today I am talking, or I am discussing on the point of view and narration. Means the topic is the point of view and narration. Remember, when the writer writes his novel, or when the writer writes his particular literary piece called the drama, or if there is the writer and he wants any kind of thing, means I will say, if he wants to write his even poem or short story or the essay, in that literary piece there should be the point of view and the narration. Without the point of view and narration, really speaking, the work of literature or the literary piece is not important. Without this point of view and without this narration, nothing is there, because the writer cannot say anything if this method or if this point of view and narration is not there. So we will see what the point of view and narration is. Narration is the way of telling story of any event. Remember, in our life there are many events happen. Means we go through the events always, and that's why here I will tell you that the life is full of the events, life is full of the successful stories, and the narration is the way means what? The method means what? The style means what? The experience of the writer or the experience of the person who tells his story of the particular event, because every event happens in the life of the person, and in what manner the person goes to describe that event, that is called the style or the way of telling the story, and that story is called the narration. It is very clear that in the novels, in the dramas, in the essays, in the poems, the writer narrates his way, narrates his story by taking the particular way, by taking the particular style, and with the help of that style, the writer narrates his story, and that story is narrated by the writer because that story tells the particular event, and event is there, so the narration is there. If there is no event, then there is no narration. The narration is written or spoken commentary of the person on the event. Remember, it is the commentary. Commentary means it is called the commentary. Suppose there is the event of the cricket, and when the cricket is going on, or the players are playing that cricket, there are the commentary men, they do the commentary, and while doing that commentary they see the particular event of the players and they discuss that event, And when that discuss that event with the readers or with the lookers or audience, they use their methods, they use their style, and that style is called the narration style. That style is called the point of view or the narration. So the narration is written means we can write the narration, means if the novel is there, the novelist writes his narration there with the help of that novel, or through the novel or through his characters he writes that narration. Or it is spoken means when the particular writer speaks his story, speaks about his character, he uses the narration orally, and that's why it is said that the narration is spoken, and that is called the commentary or commentary. That is called the commentary, that is called the speech, that is called the discussion, that is called the saying, that is called the, I will say, conversation with the persons who are before, or I will say that with the persons who are audience or readers or who are listeners. Or I will say that this narration is the particular speaking with the audience, with the readers or listeners. The narration is narrated or commented for the audience. Just we saw that this narration is very much important, and this narration is narrated or commented for the audience, readers, listeners, or I will say the lookers. Narrator conveys the narration. Remember, when the writer writes his novel, when the writer writes his drama, his story, his short story, his essay, his poem, means when the writer or the poet writes his literary piece, he takes the particular narrator. And I will say here that the narrator is up to some extent or many times the narrator is the poet, the novelist, or the narrator is the other person also, means he takes the third person point of view, first person point of view, like this. The writer uses the point of views to discuss his story, to discuss his matter with the readers. Narrator conveys the narration. It means that there is the narrator, means there is the particular person, there is the particular storyteller, because he tells the story. That is called the storyteller, or that is called the narration, or that is called the narrator. Narrator tells the story, means he discusses that story with us, means he is the representative of the storytelling, because he tells that story, he discusses with us that story, and we know that story in this way. There is the specific person as the narrator. Remember, this narrator is the specific person, means this narrator is the particular person, or this narrator is the miraculous person. Because of this narrator only, we people, or we listeners or readers or lookers or audience can understand all this. Without this narrator, we cannot understand the particular story or the particular narration of the writer. And that's why this is the specific person, or this is the particular person as the narrator. He may be the writer, the other person, and the imaginary person to deliver information about the event to the audience, lookers, listeners, particularly about the plot, that is the series of event. Remember, here it is said that this narrator can be, is, will be the narrator. It means that the narrator is the writer also. The narrator is the other person also. The narrator is the imaginary person also, because if that writer wants to make his piece miraculous, if he wants to make his piece of literature very, very imaginative, then he takes the narrator as the imaginary person, and this imaginary person or this other person or this writer delivers the information about the event, because there is the event in the story, because that story cannot be possible without the event, and that event is there, and that's why the narrator gives us the information about that event, about that occasion, about that particular experience, and that's why the narrator gives us or delivers us the information about the event. And here we people are the audience, we people are the lookers, we people are the listeners, or we people are the listeners for learning the particularly about the plot. About the plot means what? About the series of event. Means there are many events, and that is called the series of events, and these series of events are discussed by this narrator in the story, and that's why this narrator is the particular character, I will say, that is called the writer himself, the other person himself, or the imaginative character itself. Narration is used in short stories. Remember, this narration is used in the short stories, in the novels, in the poems, in the memoirs, in the drama, and when the writer uses this narration in his literary piece, he uses this narration only to tell the total story. Means remember, this writer wants to tell his detailed story. Detailed story means he wants to tell each and everything, and that's why he uses this narrator or the point of view or the narration method to tell his own story. And it is the purpose of this writer to make his literary piece very, very successful, and that's why he uses these techniques to make his narration or narrator very successful. Narration is merely optional in films, in plays, in television shows, and video games. Remember, here we are discussing that the narration is merely optional. Optional means what? Means there is the choice to the filmmakers, playmakers, television show makers, and video makers. Means in the video making, in the television show making, and in the films making, and in the plays making, there is the narration, but this narration is optional, or there are many choices, I will say. Means these persons, when create these arts, they change their narration methods because they have the optional matters, or they have the, I will say, they change their narration as per their mood, as per their sense of humor, and that's why we have said here that these persons have a chance to use the different type of narration there. The story is or conveyed or can be conveyed through dialogue between character or visual actions. Remember, when this narration is done there, or when this narration is going on there, the story is there, and that story can be conveyed, or that story is conveyed, told, or informed through the dialogues. Means the particular dialogues are given in the mouth of the characters, and through those dialogues between the characters or visual actions. Visual actions means those actions which can be seen. We can see those actions, and through those visual actions the narration is done. The narrative technique is used to develop characters, to explore themes, to explore structures, to explore the plot, following genres, norms, storytelling devices, and linguistic styles. Remember, here we will see the next point, that the narrative technique is used to develop the characters. Remember, the main motto of the writer is to develop his characters. If he does not develop his characters, then his story will not be developed. And if his story will not be developed, then the writer will not be successful in his purpose of explaining his story, because he wants to explain many things which are there in his mind, in his heart, in his soul, and in his experience. And that's why he develops his character only through the narration, or only through the point of view or the narration, the style. And that's why the developing of the character is made by this particular writer or this particular narrative technique. And when this writer develops his narration, develops his characters too much, then what happens? We know that he explores many themes, because he explains his characters, he explains his narration. And when he goes to explain his narration, while explaining his narration, he explores many themes there. Means he finds out easily many themes there, many subjects there, because his main subject is so and so. But when he develops his narration, he gets themes and themes, means he gets various themes there through his narration. And he gets again the structure. The structure he gets again. Structure. Then he gets the particular plot. Nicely, he gets the plot. And also he follows there the genres. Genres means, I will say, many norms he follows there. And then the norms are about the storytelling devices and linguistic styles. Means he develops there the linguistic styles. Linguistic styles means what? He explains there the vocabulary style, the language styles, the diction style. Means he uses the word phrases very differently, and he develops in this way the devices of telling, the devices of explanation through his narration. So this narration is very important to develop the characters and all related matters in the novel or in the literary piece of art. Narration is followed with the stream of consciousness technique. Remember, narration is the particular, I will say, concept which is controlled, which is grasped, or which is followed, or which is made very much essential with the stream of consciousness technique. Means the writer uses the stream of consciousness technique in his particular narration. Means the stream of consciousness technique, I will say, is that the character thinks of the past also, present also, and the future also. Means the thinking process of the character is continuously going on, and that's why that is called the stream of consciousness technique. And such a technique is used by the writers to make their literary piece very grand, or very great, or very much successful. I will say here the writeress is there, that is called Virginia Woolf, and she has discussed such characters which are the characters of the consciousness techniques. Some stories have multiple narrators. To illustrate the storytelling, through various characters at various times. Remember, there are some stories because there are many writers, and those writers have written many stories. But among them, there are some writers, some stories are written by some writers which have the multiple narrators. Remember, multiple narrators means the strength of the narrators or the number of the narrators in the particular literary piece is, I will say, tremendous, or I will say there are two narrators, three narrators, four narrators, there are the five narrators also. Means there are many narrators, I will say, that is called the multiple narrators. And these multiple narrators illustrate the storytelling through various characters. Means there are also the various characters, and these various characters explain the events, and those events are called the storytelling, and in this way these characters become the multiple narrators. And in this way there are many scenes, there are many events, there are many occasions, I will say, and there are various times in this way are being used or are used by the writers. Because if there are many characters or if there are many narrators, then it is quite possible that the times will be, durations will be also various, and that's why the writer uses the multiple narrators to discuss his multiple themes or to multiple duration of his time. Narrator is, or the narration is, the character and position of the storyteller. Remember, the narration or the narrator is called the character. Means the character is the narration and the narration is the character, and the position of the storyteller. Remember, if the character is going with a sorrowful situation, then it is the position of the character, or it is the position of the storyteller. Means at that time the writer is also unhappy, the writer is also sorrowful. If the character is very comic and the character is making jokes in the story, then it is very clear that the position of the storyteller, means the writer is very happy and the writer is going with the magic way there, that is called the particular thing. Spatial point of view relates with the space from which the narrator tells the story. Remember, spatial point of view. Now, spatial point of view is called the point of view which is related with the space. Space means it is related with the particular duration. The particular duration is given, the particular time is given there, and that is called the spatial point of view, which is related with the space from which the narrator tells the story. Remember, the narrator or the character tells the story taking the particular space, taking the particular duration. Means there may be the duration of 10 years, there may be the duration of 100 years, or there may be the duration of the prehistoric period also, and that is called the spatial point of view, relates with the space from which the narrator tells the story. The narrator may be outside the narrative or within the story as a character. Remember, the next thing is very important, and the importance of that particular thing is that the narrator may be outside the narrative. It means that the narrator may be outside the narrative, means the narrator doesn't think of the narration, and he is out of that narrative also, he is out of the narration also, and that is called the narrator may be outside the narrative or within the story, or the narrator is within the story, means he plays only in the story, or he is outside of the story also. And at that time he or she makes the role of the character only. Temporal point of view is relating to narrative trains, that is, here the narrator is summarized in detail. Remember, there is the point of view, and that is called the temporal point of view. This temporal point of view relates with the narrative trains. Narrative trains means this narrative, this storytelling is regarding the trains. Trains means what? Regarding the time, regarding the duration. That is, here the narrator is summarized in detail. Means that narrator or that character is summarized in detail. Means there is the particular study, analytical study is made of this character, and this character or this narrator is summarized or is taken into very detailed study, or the detailed study is done of this character, and analytical study is done very detailed of this character, and that is called a temporal point of view. Psychological point of view relates with characters' behaviors. Remember, there is the psychological point of view. Now, the psychological point of view is the particular view which is related with the mind, with the heart, with the sense of humor, with soul, and all these psychological points of view create the complexes in the minds of the characters, and that's why these complexes are created with the behaviors of the characters, and that's why the psychological point of view relates with the characters' behaviors, and the behaviors are very different type of behaviors. When the behavior is changed by the character, then the point of view also changes, and there happens a new scene, or there happens a new event, or I will say there happens a new experience, and that's why this psychological point of view is related with the behavior of the characters. It is a complex narration, and this psychological point of view or the psychological narration is called the complex narration. Because I just told you that there is the complexity because the character thinks of the behavior, and I told you that the behavior is the particular thing which creates the confusion, and because of that confusion, if that character makes mistakes, or if that character goes to speak more, or if that character does not think of other person, means there are many mistakes because of the behavior, and that behavior makes the complex situation, and that's why this psychological point of view is called the complex narration, as it was related with the minds, hearts, and soul, because these things, soul, heart, and mind, are the three things which are very complicated, and psychological point of view is related with these three things, and that's why I will definitely say that this psychological point of view is called the complex narration or the complex point of view. Then, physiological point of view focuses on the speech characteristics of characters and the narrator. Remember, there is now a new point of view, that is called physiological point of view, which tells us about the speech characteristics. Speech characteristics means what? This point of view discusses the characters, means features of the speech, means how that character is speaking, and how is the method of that character's speech, means all the methods, all the manners of the character's speech are discussed there, or seen there, watched out there, and that's why the narration or the narrator or the characters are studied in this way in the physiological point of view. Ideological point of view is again there, which is related with values, beliefs, and culture. Means remember, there is again the best ideological point of view which is related with values. Values means I will say the social values, I will say moral values, I will say ethics. All these things are there. Means what is good and bad, that is called the values. Beliefs are there, means there are the beliefs, traditional beliefs or new beliefs, means there are some truths or untruths. There are many things, and that is called the beliefs. And cultures means there are the cultures. Civilization is there, and culture is created through civilization, because the civilization is traditional and the culture is new. And all these things, when come together, the writer uses all these things, means he uses the values, beliefs, and cultures in his piece of writing. And then he talks about the idealism, and then this is called the ideological point of view of the writer. And point of view is a writer's view of looking at life. Remember here I will say that the point of view is nothing but the writer's view of looking at life, means how the writer looks at life, or how the writer understands the life, or how the writer thinks of the life. That is called the point of view. Here today we have finished the topic point of view and narration. I am Professor L.B. Gaikwad. Takes here your leave. We will meet again in the next video lecture. Thank you very much.